Hey everybody, Amy from Two Oaks Farmstead here, and today I'm going to do a little video about something that I thought it sounded fun, and I've never done it before, so we're kind of giving it a go. I actually did most of it yesterday, but I'll explain a little bit. My husband was out scouting some land for hunting, and he came across some cactus. I normally do not like cactus. I don't like to be anywhere near them. However, these were the prickly pear. They had the fruits on them. So he decided he would go ahead and round up a jug full of them and bring them back and asked me to do something with them. So I love a challenge. So this is certainly something new for me. Now, I will say this. I hate them because we were digging little spines out of our hands for a while. You have to take a torch and burn all the way around them and get all the little spines off. We missed some, and they were all over the counter as well. So every time I touched the counter, I had more spines in me. But did get that handled. My husband got them all burnt off, and they're a little bit they're not exactly a fun fruit to prepare. They're really messy, and I did get them. I just cut them in half, and then I think I quartered them up, and then I took a spoon and scraped all the pulp and seeds out into a bowl. Now, I will say this, they have these really, really hard seeds in them, and you have to like put it through a sieve after you get through blending them up. You can't chew these things up. These are really hard seeds, like rocks. But what I did was I scraped them all out, and I had just enough puree to do a double batch of this fun little stuff. And I blended it up. I have a really cool, powerful mixer. Blended it all up and poured it all out into... I don't have it out, into my old-fashioned jelly sieve, and got all the seeds out. Had exactly enough to do a double batch recipe of prickly pear candy. And my kids are going to be my taste testers here in just a bit. They had no idea what this stuff was that Mom had been in here making. But I did it yesterday, got everything mixed up. Basically, it's a fairly easy recipe once you get past all that scooping and pureeing. It is applesauce, of course, the puree from the fruit, and then pectin and sugar. And that's basically all of it. Like I said, it makes a big mess. I was stained up for a little bit because they are bright red. But you put all that stuff together, boil it. I used a candy thermometer to bring it up to 225 degrees. And once that was all ready, I just poured it into the pans that I had prepared. Since I did a double batch, I kind of had to improvise with what I had. But it sat overnight. Now, an hour after I got them in here, I sprinkled sugar all over the top, and then I let them sit. They had been sitting for almost a complete day at this point. And now I am going to cut some out, cut them into little squares, and I've got a baggie here with sugar in it, and we're going to like shake them around in there and get them fully covered with sugar, and just lay them out and let them dry further. You can eat them right after you do this, they say. Like I say, this is my first attempt at this, and I'm going to get my kids in here in a bit to give us a taste test and see what they really think. But I'm going to get going on that right now. Let's see how it's like a gummy stuff, so we'll see how sticky it is and how easy it comes apart. Oh, cuts through it pretty easily. I think I'll just do a couple little lines here at first to check it out. And it's not sticking to my knife real bad, so that's a plus. Okay, the sugar on the top is keeping that from being sticky, but the sides and bottom are sticky. Hopefully this dredging here will help that process. I'll put a few in here and see what happens. I can tell you that as any good cook, I tasted the puree with the sugar and all, just to make sure that it was going to be a decent thing to do. I don't want to serve my family something that's gross. But so I tasted it, and that stuff was really good. It tasted yummy. But so we're going to see here what happens. Okay, no longer sticky. So that is definitely a plus. And I'm going to lay them out over here on the parchment paper to dry further. The stuff that I read said you want to dry them a couple more hours and then just put them in a container and seal them up. But I'm probably going to call the kids in here a little bit to get that taste test going. Okay, so I had those first few done, called the boys out. They've been excited to figure out what it is that Mom's been doing in here. So we're going to go ahead and give us a taste test. Go ahead and grab one, boys.
I want this one.
Okay.
Oh.
It's like a gummy, right?
It's gushy.
I like that.
You like it?
It's really good.
It's a different flavor. It's sweet.
I mean,
Kind of tastes like the plum jelly. Almost.
It's a little bit, it definitely needs to dry a couple more hours.
yeah.
Because on the outside, well, it's not sticky because the sugar's around it. In the inside, it's still real soft. So it'll be more like a gumdrop when it sits there and dries a little further.
It's good.
Okay, so my oldest son stopped by, and I'm going to have him do a quick taste test on our prickly pear candy. So we'll see what he says.
Good. Squishy.
Yeah, it's not quite dried yet. Do you want to take some to the girls?
Yeah, I'll take a piece.
Okay, cool.